Hello and welcome to the URCO pre-show.
Yay.
Yes, Char. So it's Charlene Caruso and I, LaShawna Jackson's pre-show. We are excited about tonight's show.
Yes.
Right? Tonight's show, so first of all, hello to everyone that's just joining us. If it's your first time, we'd like to welcome you to the URCO pre-show. Tonight, we're going to be talking about how can I be fit. So we're really excited about tonight's show because we have some special guests that we think you're really going to really be good. But before we get started, Char, so this series, I just want to jog Char's memory a little bit. We started off, this is our Getting Your Life Together series. So we started off with financial management, financial literacy. And then we went into our healthy eating. And now we're finishing up the series with being fit.
Yes.
Totally great series, right? So out of all of those shows, let's talk a little bit about what some of the things that you've took away from any of those shows. Any of them.
Oh my God, there's
this has been
so
great,
many
right?
of them.
Yes.
I love the eating.
Okay.
You know, your health is your true wealth. So the eating and the medical side of it, I thought was really great. And of course, we're not physicians, and none of our interviewees or guests are physicians. But some of the things from their experience are very good. You should know your health and understand how your body works so that you can identify if maybe something's a little off.
Yeah, that was
Of course, I love the healthy eating options because I love to eat. And if you love to eat and you want to eat, you know, healthy or, you know, have better choices, then that show I thought was really great as well because there were so many options and things that, you know, you might not have normally thought about.
That's true.
That just kind of empowers you when you're out shopping. You can know what to choose.
Yeah, so, that's really good. No, I thought the same thing. The healthy eating was, I mean, I think if you are part of any of our groups on Facebook, our CEO Success Club, you probably have seen quite a few posts since that show. Everyone's been kind of...
there were so many good posts out there.
Yeah, people are trying a lot of different recipes and sharing some meal prep ideas.
Oh, yes.
So this is not something that's a fad or trending, if you will.
Right.
We actually are making a change.
Absolutely.
And that's what, that's what we're doing here at URCO. We're actually taking... individuals from one place to another place, right? Sure. To strive for excellence in all aspects of our lives. We just happened to start this series with finances. So we learned a lot about, debt to income ratio, investing. We learned a lot about credit scores. Oh, that one, the credit
That was
scores.
A good one.
That was a good one to learn that, you have to understand how it works.
And how there's a system out there. And we need to know how to use the system, how it thinks so that we can, capitalize on it.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
Don't let it capitalize on us. We should be capitalizing too.
Yes,
so,
yes,
really
that was
good.
that was really good.
That was good.
And I'm talking about our purchases based upon our values.
Oh yes, is that the one with the dog and the person
yes,
video?
Yes.
Oh, Cece, my baby, I can't save you. I gotta.
Yeah, it was between Cece.
Yes, that was a tough one. I know, that was a tough one. But the values is critical.
Yeah.
And being able to understand what are those values and are they the right values?
That's true.
You know, sometimes they change and that's okay.
Yeah, no. And I think too, you know, with the financial management, I think everyone that was a way to kick us off this year to kind of start thinking about, income taxes are coming up, and now starting to make some different decisions on how we spend our money each, every 2 weeks or month or however we're paid, and also to really I like what you said, to begin to learn how the system works and then use the system to our advantage.
Absolutely.
And so I think there was a segment with Megan and Charmaine, and they talked about using credit to your advantage.
Oh, right. I remember that one.
Yeah, so they were talking about how to properly use credit. I think Charmaine talked about we want it as a good rule to stay 30% of your credit limits, so that's really good. And I think she also talked about a trick. I think her and Mr. Parker talked about a trick, which was to use your credit.
Tell us the trick.
The trick is to use your credit cards. So if you're using your credit cards, and they're a higher limit during the month, but you know that you're going to pay them off, it just shows your creditors that although it seems like they might be, maxed out or at a high limit, you do pay them off every 28 days.
Oh yeah, absolutely, that was good.
So that boosts your credit score up, and that was a trick to boost your credit score. Oh yeah,
it's a good trick. I love that.
Yeah, so that was something that we learned. And so, this series has been great. I think we're off to a right start in 2019. I think we all are. We're all on this journey together.
Yes.
Our financial health, our physical health, and then our mental health. Because when we have knowledge and we understand things in our choices, mentally we're even more healthy.
Oh yeah, and I think we had the show about removing success limits.
Yes.
So that's the mental kind of mindfulness side of it that sometimes we don't always talk about or maybe don't want to invest in.
Sure.
It's very easy to invest in things that bring you monetary value.
Sure.
It's very easy, right? Like, a house, shoes, a car, this, that. But to invest in your mental health, I mean, that is the most valuable thing because that impacts how you think about everything else. So I thought that was a really great show too, in addition to the series that we're on.
Yeah, it really, and I like what you're saying, Shar, because most people don't invest in their mental health, right? I really like what you're saying because, everyone probably, the majority of people probably have joined a gym. So we don't mind paying our monthly fees or annual fees. Yeah, same here. For our physical fitness, but to really invest in our mental wellness and our mental fitness is something different, and it's really revolutionary that what we're talking about here at URCEO, because people they kind of maybe do self-help, or they maybe set some goals for a short period of time, but we actually are taking the way that we're thinking about these big kind of issues, day-to-day living. We're actually looking at them head on and saying, I'm changing the way I think about them. It might not change my circumstances, but how I think about them elevates my mind frame until my circumstances change.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So
well said.
So as you can see, Charlene and I are just having a great time talking about the series and everything that we're offering here at URCEO. So if you're new, we again like to welcome you. If you're en route, please drive safely, get to your destination. Please share this on your personal Facebook feeds. If you are a part of YouTube and you have subscribed to our channel, you can share this with your any of your direct messages.
Absolutely.
Because again, tonight we're going to be talking about how can I be fit, and we have some special guests. Some special guests that are going to really give some good insights on about that. So be sure to share tonight's show, get to your destination, and be sure to be ready. Be sure to be ready to take in all the information because, as we mentioned, we here at URCEO, we really are about the wellness of you.
Yes.
The complete wellness of a person. And that's what we are striving for excellence right along with you.
Absolutely. We're in the journey with you.
So this is great. So let's see here. If you're following us, if you're on our Facebook channel, again, share it in your personal feeds. If you have anyone that you have in the health industry or in the fitness industry directly, linked to this, send them a direct link and let them know to come on and join. The show's going to start at 6 o'clock. So we're really excited about that. So share those. And then again, get to your destination. Be sure that you have a strong connection. You have a great Wi-Fi. You know, everything's charged up. Grab a bite to eat if you can.
Yes.
Right?
Snacks are good.
So that way you can really listen and take in all the information.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So the other thing, let's see here, that I want to talk to you about, Charlene. This is great. She doesn't know what I'm going to say.
I do not know a thing. So y'all have to chime in. Leave us comments in the feed. So
yes, I actually was going. That's great. See, she did know. She didn't know that she knew. But we do. We want you. So anybody out there that has any comments about fitness?
Oh, absolutely.
Anything that you might, some questions that you might have for our guest tonight that you want to know a little bit more about and regarding fitness, men, women, different ages, that would be great, right?
Absolutely.
If you're in the fitness industry and you have some tips that you want to offer our audience, share those as well, because we're a community that we're working together.
And I think the club is a great way to do that. So it's always, I think you alluded to this earlier, it's always great when we see your posts after shows and things like that, because it inspires others. And, those things, tips you might have or experiences you've had, ideas you have, we're all pulling from that.
Yes.
So I think it's so inspiring to see that. And it takes effort to do that. Like, we don't think that that's just easy. Like, you just pull it out the air and you post and it's easy. But we know you put real thought into that, and they're your real experiences. And we want to know, we want to improve, and we want to take those tools and use them in our life too. So post.
No, it's the truth. It's the truth. I think there were some really good posts last week, Shar. We had some of our contributors, to your point, in the club that we'll probably talk about a little bit later. But we had some really great posts. Different ones did some meal prepping. I thought I saw different ones that. There was one post of a young lady that she posted about actually having a challenge gaining weight. If you remember seeing that. Did you see that?
Yes, I did see that.
It was really it was very, she was very courageous to share something like that.
Absolutely.
That actually she was having a hard time, and it wasn't something that she was trying to do.
Right.
It just was because of life and circumstances, but she actually was trying to gain weight and having a real challenge doing that. And so she shared with us about that and had the courage to do that. So we really appreciate everyone in the club that's being inspired, as Shar mentioned, and inspiring others and sharing your posts. I mean, we're reading them.
Absolutely.
We're following you. You have no idea how much you are inspiring the community.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And to add to that, if you're able to and you are a club member, definitely post some of those things inside of the Uplift app, because that is also the community, that's also a part of the membership, and all of that is all together. Facebook group, the Uplift app, the URCO actual app, all of that is one. So definitely spread that love across the platforms. To your point, we're seeing that.
We're seeing it, and it's really changing lives. And the other thing is, when you're talking about, when you come to these shows and you are impacted, be sure to share share with your audience.
Absolutely.
What's happening to you specifically? What's happening to your life specifically?
So let's get ready for the show then.
Okay, so we're ready now for
ready?
We're ready. How can I be fit with Mr. Michael Lee Parker and his special guests?
Awesome.
Enjoy.
But the higher heights I climb, I'm determined to succeed. So no excuses, please. If you don't want success in life, then don't hinder me. Yes, let the whole world know you are a CEO. You are a CEO. I'm a CEO. You are a CEO. I'm a CEO.
Hello, everyone. Terry Fulton here for another episode of CEO TV Live, where we talk about removing success limits and actually moving forward in success in the areas of life, career, and business. I'm here with Megan Tomasello.
Hello.
And weweren't you just on the pre-show?
Was that me? I don't think it was me. I'm not. It wasn't me.
You got a twin?
I might.
Okay. So we want to welcome everybody. Hopefully you had a fantastic, magnanimous Monday. And we are going to have a lot of good stuff here today. We're going to be talking about how in the world can I be fit? I added the in the world.
We like it.
You like it?
We like it.
And y'all been doing some stuff, y'all.
Oh, yeah.
Y'all.
Doing a little
doing
something.
Y'all
Doing a little something.
Go inside the Uplift.
Don't downplay it. It's hard.
I woke up this morning at 5 o'clock in the morning. I got out there and did my 3-mile jog.
Wow. That's awesome. We'll patch you.
That's it.
Good
The
job,
community
Terry.
patch you too.
Good job. You kind of made me feel like Blue. You made me feel like Blue.
OD.
So we're going to go through just some activity and things that are going on. Charlene,
Yes.
we are here talking about how can I be fit, but we also just went through the whole T-shirt campaign. When can they? Well, first of all, thank you for your support.
Yes. Thank you.
Awesome.
Woo!
And when will they get their stuff?
So that is the question of the hour. So, where's my stuff?
Where's my
It
stuff?
actually probably around March 15th would be a safe date. Everyone probably should have gotten an email about that date, and it may give or take a few days, but I would say safely around March 15th.
And if you have any challenges, just reach out to the number on your receipt.
Absolutely.
You can call the company directly, and then they'll
Yes.
help you. And then if they can't help you, just let us know.
Absolutely.
Awesome. But thank you for your support. We also want to talk about some nice Uplift mints that happen. So I have my stuff in front of here.
Is my mint in there?
What about my man? We didn't make the cut.
Y'all on the show.
didn't make
What
the
else you
cut.
want? Y'all on the show.
What more do we want?
So Amber put, invest in yourself. It pays the best interest.
Oh,
I
Right.
love that quote. That's
that
really
is
good.
awesome.
And that's going to kind of, I'm going to get through some of these so we could talk about Michael Lee Parker's post. And he
Yeah.
kind of talked about
That
how much
goes
are you
with-
willing to
yeah.
invest in
You are a
yourself.
CEO,
Right,
right?
Absolutely.
I mean, right with it.
Yeah, it goes
What
right
are you
with
the
it.
CEO of? Yourself.
Yeah.
That's
So
it.
you're
Gotta
investing
invest.
in yourself.
That's
Yeah.
nice.
Yes.
And then Christina Vaughn put, you must learn to master a new way to think before you can master a new way to be. These are the kinds of
Deep.
posts that you can
Deep.
get in this Uplift app. And so
Absolutely.
you want to make sure that you're in there,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
Thought-provoking. Yeah.
Yes, yes.
And then life will only change when you become more committed to your dreams than you are to your own comfort zone. That's from Kenyatta Tribble.
That's
Warrior
great.
mentality.
Yes.
Nice.
That's
Nice
how-
showroom.
I like, I like how y'all went at the same time. Y'all harmonized on the
Harmony is a good thing.
It really
You
is.
spend enough time with someone, you get in
Get
one
in
accord.
sync, yeah.
Yeah. Harmonious Uplift. This is fantastic.
Harmonious up.
And then the post of the week, there's something interesting about a gentleman by the name of Roscoe Hankins, was a Tuskegee Airman. And so Chelda Ruff, who's been in the product recently,
Seen her. I've
tearing
seen
it up.
She is.
Good
She
job.
is on fire.
She's living the
Chelda.
state of Uplift. But then Chuck Kelly comes
uplifting.
behind and posts something about this Roscoe Hankins as well. And how he began to get different skills and everything like that, and owned his own lawnmower shop in Oakland and everything. And during those
Wow.
times, that was tough to be able to do things like
Yeah.
that. So there's a lot of inspirational stories in
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
That's great when people pick people who are not well known, but they're inspirational people in their lives, or that they might have known, and
Right.
tell their story.
Absolutely.
Right,
So
right.
that uplifts others.
Direct
Very
impacts.
uplifting.
Yeah.
Good job,
Yeah.
Chelda Ruff and Chuck Kelly.
That's right. That's it. So we wanted to make sure that we recognize
Yes.
not just your post, but the post that you actually put in here, that this is an honorable
Yes.
man. So
Absolutely.
outstanding. So then we got the top 5 contributors. Who's number 1, do y'all think?
We already know. I can't say.
Who number 1 is?
Sylvia!
Sylvia is still number 1. But then we have Sophia moved up the leaderboard to number 2. Daniel Smith is a steady 3.
Oh!
Latrice Simmons doing her yoga with the little
Coco
ones.
B yoga.
Yeah.
Shout
and then
out.
look at who jumped into the top 5, Miss Hazel
goodness.
Carter.
Woo!
She's been in there,
I've been seeing her in there.
No.
doing posts with fitness, healthy
right.
eating,
That's
all
right.
types. She's
her
doing her
sit-ups and stuff.
Yeah.
The planks. She always talk about her planks. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, the planks
And
with the
she's not doing the
sit-ups.
shaky one.
Oh,
She got
no.
some
She's
strength to her
serious.
core.
She's serious.
Awesome.
Committed.
Committed. So I like it. I like it. So post of the week, and then also the top 5 contributors last 28 days been awesome. And we are now up to 3,272 members and growing. Awesomeness. So I wanted to get to this last final area before we introduce what the show is going to be about tonight. And there was a very important post over the weekend where Michael E. Parker went into the CEO Success Club in the Facebook group, and he talked about why we should invest in ourselves. Can you all please tell the audience, if they haven't seen it, what they need to go look at today? Like tonight. Like, go look at that tonight.
I would definitely go look at it tonight.
Fireside chat.
Fireside chat. And
with
it's
the CEO.
And you can't beat that. We need to invest in ourselves, and sometimes we don't value that. So we need some encouragement to see the importance of it. And he said a lot of good things that would provoke you to want to invest in yourself more and more and more.
Yeah, very true. That goes along with Kenyatta's post. Invest in yourself.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
So, yeah, I like that he was pulling out the value of the Success Club and really what you're getting for, like
$1.60 a day or something,
Right.
Which you would spend at Starbucks if you were me. Or
$5.
Yes.
I call it $5. Every time you go, you spend $5.
That's it.
Yeah.
So,
I like how he talked about we're so willing to invest in other people's success, but it's almost looked down or frowned upon to invest in your own success.
Yeah.
Like, why are you spending your money on you? Why don't you go to
it doesn't even make sense.
Yeah,
right?
it's amazing, huh?
Yeah.
It's a broken system for sure.
So we really want to make sure that you go in there to fireside chat from the creator, the founder of URCO. Sometimes it's wonderful to hear from him. It's great to hear from all the soldiers.
Yeah.
Go in there and post some
Absolutely.
comments, share it, like it. Make sure that you love it. Do all of those things, interact with it, and ask questions, because you never know. He just might mess around and get back on there and address your questions.
He will go live. Late night with
late night.
Oh,
late night.
absolutely. And that little bell is important. So click it and make sure you're
alerted.
You're being alerted when he does go live, so you don't miss the next one.
That's right. That's right. And for him to give that amount of time on any given Saturday, with his busy life, you want to take advantage of things like that all the time. So it's a really, really good content piece to consume, for sure.
Very good.
So tonight, ladies and gentlemen, let me pull out my stuff. So Mr. Parker's going to come on right after this, and he's going to address these areas that he's been addressing. We've talked about eating. We've talked about hereditary issues and things that you need to look for. We talked about the sun and vitamin D. Right after we're done here, we're going to see a short clip talking about the importance of sleep.
Oh, wow.
We got to put that
favorites.
in there. Sleep is critical. It's one of your favorites. It's one of the things that is a lost commodity in my life. Can you teach me?
No, I'm trying to teach myself.
So he's going to talk about these things, and then after that, we're going to have Miss Kelly Bordeaux come on and talk about fitness.
Wow,
and I had the opportunity to work with her when I first got started with Michael E. Parker Enterprises. Y'all remember PhD?
Yes.
Personal health design. It's personal. And then we're going to come back with Coach Derrick Clark.
What?
We're going to talk about some good stuff fit for you.
This is going to be
It's going to be good
going to
stuff.
be amazing.
And then you all are going to come back and put a nice little bow tie on it.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
We love bow ties.
We love bow ties. So we really welcome everybody. Thank you all for tuning in to another episode of CEO TV Live. We enjoy doing this with you all and spending time with you all. We're going to watch a short video talking about the importance of sleep, and we'll be back with Mr. Michael E. Parker.
Today, we're going to talk about the importance of sleeping and the 10 scientific health benefits of sleep. We're also going to finish with some proven sleeping tips that will ensure you get a full night's rest and make sure you get the right amount. Before that, let's talk about the health benefits of sleep. Number 1, not getting enough sleep is linked to fat. Did you know that lack of sleep is one of the largest risk factors in obesity? In a short study on sleep duration, researchers found that adults not getting enough sleep were 55% more likely to be obese. Worse than that, children were actually 89% 20% more likely to be obese when not getting enough sleep. Lack of sleep's association with fat accumulation seems to be for a number of factors, many of which are listed below. Number 2, getting the right amount of sleep improves your hormones. Cortisol, your stress hormone, is lowered with the right amount of sleep. Elevated levels of this hormone over time is associated with poor skin quality, obesity, and a long list of other issues. Better sleep has also been shown to improve insulin sensitivity and raise testosterone levels, which will give you more natural energy. Number 3, good sleep improves the immune system. Another health benefit of sleep is helping you fight off being sick. In a recent study, people who slept less than 7 hours a night are 3 times more likely to develop a cold than those sleeping over 8 hours or more. Number 4, sleeping helps improve learning. In a Swiss university study, 2 groups were introduced to a new language. One group right before bed and one during the daytime. The ones who slept immediately after learning new material learned the language quicker than those in the daytime. So studying before bed seems to be a good idea. Number 5, good sleep lowers the risk of developing depression. In a study of twins, researchers found that bad sleep increased the genetic risk of developing depression. In fact, it has been estimated that 90% of patients with depression also suffer from some form of sleep apnea. Number 6, people who get more sleep naturally eat less. When you don't get enough sleep, the fluctuations of hormones cause greater cravings and worse appetite control. So if you're someone who's trying to lose weight but just can't stay away from the late night snacks, getting in more sleep is something that can probably help. Number 7, sleep helps us empathize with others. Another strange health benefit of sleep is a better understanding of social cues. One study found that those who are sleep deprived lose the ability to properly recognize expressions of anger and happiness in the faces of others. Number 8, sleep improves athletic performance. In a study of basketball players, a better night's rest improved the players' reaction times, speed, and accuracy. Now that we discussed the health benefits of sleep, let's talk about how to get a better night's rest. Here are the 5 sleeping tips everyone needs to know. Sleeping tip number 1, use blackout curtains and duct tape to black out your room. Melatonin, also known as the sleep hormone, is raised when the sun goes down to indicate to our bodies that it's time to rest. The problem is that street lights, outlets, and all sorts of other unnatural lights confuse this hormone and trick it into thinking it's still daytime. Do a complete blackout of your room and you will notice a big difference in both the quality of the sleep you get and the ability to get to sleep. Also, computer screens and phone screens confuse melatonin as well. There are nighttime modes on these devices, but it's always best just not to use them 1 hour before bedtime. Sleeping tip number 2, have a routine. Humans are habitual creatures and creating a systematic routine will improve sleep. Something as simple as brushing your teeth, reading a book for 15 minutes, and immediately going to bed is a habit you can build to make your sleep almost automatic at night. Sleeping tip number 3, use your bed for nothing but sleep. Goes with the habit thing, but the moment you hit the bed, you want the body to recognize that it's time to fall asleep. So try not to work on your bed or spend any time on it when you're not resting. Sleeping tip number 4, use a pillow between or underneath your legs. This will help to maintain the alignment of your back and improve your posture over time. It will also help those of you suffering with lower back pain. There's no perfect way to sleep, but on your back is probably best as it helps maintain the alignment of your neck and spine. Sleeping tip number 5, napping is great. A short 20 to 30 minute nap lowers cortisol levels and is very healthy for the body. So bring back a little bit of your childhood and do a quick cat nap if feeling tired midday. Our last point is that the right amount of time for optimal sleep benefits is 7 to 9 hours per night. No less than 7 and no more than 9 seems to be the perfect amount.
Hello everyone, Michael E. Parker here, and we have another exciting show talking about how can I be fit. And so I hope you enjoyed what we've already talked about and the team celebrating some of the successes in the community. But tonight, we're going to jump into a very important topic about being fit. We've been talking about getting our life together. We had a wonderful series on health, and now we want to talk about the fitness side of our health. And so I want to walk you through and kind of lay a foundation to a topic that is near and dear to all of us, and I want to explain why. And you're going to hear from some wonderful guests tonight on the show, and they'll build on the foundation that you'll hear. I want you to understand from a URCO perspective what we focus on and how we define looking at our fitness. So let's first get a little definition of fitness. So when you think about the condition of being physically fit and healthy, this is something that
I want you to understand as a basic definition of fitness that we want to be physically fit, we want to be healthy, and you notice that this is defined as a condition. Okay, so this is a condition that we're trying to arrive at. Now, when you think about being in that condition of a physical fitness or of health, I want you to go a little bit deeper, though, into this word fitness. Now, here's another way of defining fitness. So fitness is also the quality of being suitable to fulfill a particular role or task. Now, I want you to think about that. The quality of being suitable to fulfill a particular role or task. Now, this definition is really critical because we have a lot of different, this is bigger than having fitness to look good, right? To look good in a certain shirt or to look good in a bathing suit or someone who wants to show something superficial. We need to feel well enough to fulfill the roles in our life that are important. The role of a husband, the role of a wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, things that you do as a brother, a sister, a mom, a dad, whatever you are doing as an entrepreneur, whatever you want to do in your career, these are roles. And if you don't feel good, you can't do good. So when we think about fitness, we want to go a little bit deeper. Even if we break the word down, fitness, right? Fit is a condition of having things where they should be. Nest can also be used as a word that defines like a headland where there's land and a destination. If you look deep into the word, you know, if you have a large body of water and you see a land that you're trying to get to or something breaking out from the water. So sometimes if we look at being fit to get to a destination, I want you to think about that as well. When I'm well, when I feel good, I'm able to get to my destination. Fitness is bigger than how we look. It's how we feel to live the life that we want. And that's what I want to open your mind into a deeper thought with regard to fitness. Now, let's go deeper. When we think about this quote, let me back up here. This quote by Mark Twain is beautiful. So he basically says this: the two most important days of your life are the day you were born and the day you find out why you were born. Now, I want you to think about this. You say, well, what does this have to do with fitness? Once I know why I was born, once I know my purpose, once I know, you know, my calling, so to speak, in this life, I have to feel well enough to walk within that path. So this is why fitness is so critical, because you might say you want to be this, you might say you want to go there, but if you don't feel good enough and if you are not fit enough, you will not be able to do that. And this is why we want to take care of ourselves so we can be who we want to be and go where we want to go. It's nothing worse than watching people that are in a condition where their body will not respond to the things that they wanted to do so that they can accomplish the goals that they might have. It's nothing worse than realizing that you're living in a body that won't respond the way you need it to. So when you think about fitness, we want to go a step further and thinking about getting my body in a state that I can have it always ready to respond the way I need to so that I can get to my destination. And so this is why fitness is a big part of our health. Now that we understand it a little bit deeper about fitness, I want to go back to these four enemies. And these four enemies, you're going to hear me talk about them all the time. They're the enemies of you, our CEO. They're the enemies of our success. They're the enemies to every goal we've ever set. And that is self-ignorance, fear, insecurity, and mediocrity. Now let's talk about each of these briefly. And I've said this on past shows, but I want you to see it again. Self-ignorance is the lack of knowledge or information about oneself. So we have to be informed even about our body. We have to know, what is it about our body that we want to change? What needs to be more fit? What part of my fitness is directly related to my health? Maybe there's things I need to do where my heart is concerned in my fitness regimen so I can take care of my health. Being conscious and refusing to be ignorant about the things that are critical. If I have tendinitis, there's things I can do in my fitness to be more careful. If I got tendinitis in my knee and I've suffered from some of that being a ball player, you have to know certain exercises that are harder on your knees than other things. So being conscious of your body when you think about your fitness, not being ignorant. Another element is fear. That unpleasant emotion caused by the belief that someone or something is likely to cause you pain or a threat. That's normally what we see with fear. And I know when you think about working out sometime, we think about the work and the energy and the pain and the time, all the sacrifices you have to make to actually do that. But we want to remove those fears and be able to really push through to that effort that we need to give to be fit. So remember, this is an emotion and you have to move it. Sometimes when you're out there and you're working and you don't, you're thinking, are you going to push yourself to go that extra step for your fitness? And you feel those emotions that want to stop, don't want to do that extra rep, don't want to walk that extra mile, don't want to take that extra squat, doesn't want to do that extra thing you have to do to help improve your strength. Whatever that is, you have to remove that fear. Now, another area is insecurity, uncertainty or anxiety about oneself, lack of confidence. Sometimes because of where we are, we let it bind us in getting where we want to go. So when we're starting to try to be more fit, because when you do something that is helping and getting you on a path to being more fit, because you don't see a result right away, sometimes we give up and we get insecure. So I look this way, I'll always be this way. And you don't keep that commitment that is needed to finish the journey. And that goes right with the fourth element, which is mediocrity. We've got to move this mindset that we're not going to be excellent concerning our fitness. So we don't want to just do what is adequate, refusing to do more than is expected. We've got to be willing to do more than is expected. Sometimes when you're working out, you can find that you can start off small and kind of get it going, and then next thing you know, you say, I got to push myself to do more than even I expected, so that the body begins to realize that you're pushing it. When you start to push your body will begin to respond. So this is something that is very, very fundamental, and I want you to understand it. Now, let's get to the nitty-gritty about the fitness areas that we have to really deal with. So I want you to understand this quote from Christy Brinkley, an actor, who says, when you feel good, you look good. And vice versa, when you look good, you feel good. So there's a relationship between all of this, and this is why fitness really matters. Now, I want to talk about 4 areas now of fitness, but wait, let me put the camera on me here. I'm going to put this time I'm getting my gear on here. See, sometimes you got to put your gear on, you start working out. And so I'm about to put my gear on. I'm not about to start working out, but I just want to feel like I am. See, sometimes I put my hoodie sweat top on. Look at that, URCO, and I can put the hood on if I want to. Y'all see that? I can put that hood on, but I'm not going to do that right now. But I want you to know, you got to get prepared. And I want to tell you now what specifically some areas that we focus on in URCO that rounds out and summarizes the key elements of our fitness. Number 1, aerobic fitness. And we'll talk about that. Has a lot to do with our cardio. Then we know there's muscular fitness, strength training, right? Then we understand there's balance, which is another key element. And then there's flexibility. And in URCO, we like to sum things up and really get to the practical things that matter. How can we hone in on what really is well-rounded fitness? These are the 4 areas that we endorse and stand behind for you to focus on to be the CEO of your fitness. So when we think about aerobic fitness, so this is the amount of oxygen in the blood pumped by the heart, transported to all those working muscles that we have, and also looking at how well those muscles are efficiently moving that oxygen around and using it in our day-to-day life. Now, you can, do this through walking, biking, jogging, swimming. I like to play basketball. Some people dance, making sure, you give some time, if that's, 10 minutes at a time, up to 30, 60 minutes a day, maybe 4 to 5 times a week. People have different, amounts of time they might give depending on their goals, but you want to have some aerobic fitness that is in your life. Now, here's another area, muscular fitness. So here we're dealing with strength training to improve your muscles and your bone health. And this also helps with weight loss, right? When I turn things into muscle, it moves fat out of the way. So this is also a great way not only to be stronger and to protect your muscles, your bones and joints, but to also, you just feel better when you're feeling stronger, and it also can remove fat. So keep this in mind. mind. Doing strength training, whether that's free weights, resistance bands, you know, different machines you might use, even doing things at home. You may hear more about that in our show today. Now, here's another element, balance and stability. So your body's core strength, it really helps the stability and balance of the body. So you can improve that stability and balance by doing exercises that focus on the center of your body. A strong core will help improve your posture, your lower back pain, and it prevents even falling, especially as you get older, and you want to be very careful with your balance. So core is very, very important. And so as a CEO of your fitness, you got to do something with your core. You want to be stable, and a lot of people, if you're an athlete, you know a lot about balance, and almost every sport is about your core. So making sure you consider that, having core exercises, and even thinking about things that help your lower back and abdominal muscle. You know, sometimes you see those people in the park doing Tai Chi, and you might have thought they were maybe older. Some of them are even a lot in the Asian cultures, and you see them out there. But after you live a while and you realize you want to stay, you're going to be right out there too, or somewhere at home doing them Tai Chi moves, saying, I got to keep my body fit, keep my breathing right, and make sure that my core is balanced and stable. All right, last but not least, flexibility. So flexibility allows you to move your body freely, being flexible. It decreases your risk of injury. It strengthens the length of your muscles. All of this really helps defend against injury when you're trying to just live life as well as do the things you enjoy. So improving your flexibility, you can do chair stretches, exercises. Some of you do yoga, but making sure, you know, I'm trying to work on that more, doing some stretching every day to really try to you know, have your body more prepared for whatever you might do. This is another core element that we want to keep in mind. So make sure you make time for these 4 areas, and you should have some element of this going on every week if you want to be more of a CEO of your fitness. All right, so I want to leave you with just a few things. Here's a question. Are you fit to live the life that you want? So you have a life you want to live. You got a role you have to play. You got success that you're striving for. And you got to be fit enough to go get that success. You got to be fit enough to go push for that success. So we want to be fit, again, not just to look good, but to feel good enough to do and be what we say we want to be. Now, here's another thing. I want you to consider, you have to evaluate yourself and sometimes realize that you are fantastic, that you can be great, that you can be better than you are now. And when you have that mindset and you push yourself to be fit, you'll find this to really drive your ability to succeed in your fitness goals. And last but not least, we all need to be headed to the destination of self-worth. I want to leave you with this thought that you must find yourself worth it to be fit. You have to find yourself worth it to make time to feel as good as you can so you can go and get the life that you want. A fulfilling life, it begins with making sure that we feel good in every way. And it's not just about what we eat, it's also what we do with our fitness that will help us to take the time to be worth exactly the goals that we are striving for. So get out there, be fit, be the CEO of your fitness, and remember, you are worth it because you are a CEO, and everything that life has thrown at you, it can be overcome with the right mindset, and you need that mindset about living fit. And we're going to go to a commercial, and when we come back on this video, you're going to see some really interesting stories, and this particular story is very inspirational, so I want you to sit back and watch someone who went on that journey and had a CEO mindset, and when we come back, you're going to hear from one of our guests, and you're going to enjoy every minute. We'll be right back.
My name is Shanna Freed. I'm 36 years old. I'm a personal trainer and life coach in New York City. I struggled with my weight all my life, but I would say I was at my heaviest when I hit almost 300 pounds. I remember myself being a chunky kid, ate a lot of junk food. Exercising was not a big thing in my life. I remember on the inside feeling very disgusted with myself, not being able to go into the normal stores and even being able to wear their extra large. I always tried to go to the gym and tried to get a trainer and tried to lift weights and try to run on the treadmill. I tried everything and it was all difficult. I always hated it. Once I was in that first session with that boxing instructor, I loved doing it. I had so many feelings inside about myself that hitting something was a release for me. In the first 2 weeks, I lost at least 20 pounds. Today, I work out 6 times per week, and what those 6 days will consist of is either boxing, kickboxing, SoulCycle, or CrossFit.
Shanna's story has inspired me every day to see where she was so many years ago in a body that she was just not happy in, and to see her today in a body that she's confident in is just truly incredible.
Things that changed for me once I started losing weight and once I hit my goal were things that I never thought of that affected me. One of them was being able to completely cross my legs, trying on pants or trying on shirts that were like 2 sizes too big. I'm never gonna be 110 pounds or 120 pounds, which is something that I thought I needed to be in order to be happy. And the realization and the acceptance that I came to was that I will not be that size 2. And actually, I don't want to be that size 2 because that's not the person I am. Losing weight has inspired me in my career. Making that decision to start my own business in New York City, being a personal trainer and life coach, it was the best decision that I made.
I have been to Shanna's boot camp. It was one of my proudest moments as her good friend, watching her in her element and just seeing her be the woman that we've talked about her becoming, and that being a reality. That's been very inspiring to watch because I've seen her take so many steps and be afraid and keep pushing even though she was scared.
I definitely was one person that thought that I could never do it, but it definitely is possible. I want to be fit, I want to be healthy and inspire others, and I'm doing that.
Hello and welcome back. That was a great commercial, and really that was a great segment that Mr. Parker did earlier. But I have Miss Kelly Bordeaux here with me. Hi, welcome. So glad to have you on the show.
I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, this is going to be great. So I wanted to just, first of all, before we get started, let me just tell you all that Miss Kelly Bordeaux was one of my physical fit instructors back in around 2003. So I am so happy that I got the chance to interview her. So this is just going to be great, talking with my friend. So let's start off by, I know that you are a physical fitness instructor, a specialist, but tell our viewers a little bit about how you got started in this physical fitness arena. How long have you been in the business?
I have been in the business for over 20 years. I originally got started wanting to lose weight. So I was about almost 50 pounds overweight, and I wanted to lose some weight. Yeah. So I just started off walking, and then a good friend of mine invited me to a jazzercise class.
Oh, I remember jazzercise.
So I really enjoyed that. And from there, I ended up joining a female gym. And I was a very consistent person going to the gym. And one of, the manager of the gym approached me about possibly doing some fitness classes, which I felt like I could not do because I was very nervous and talking in front of people or getting in front of people. So, but I did end up becoming a personal trainer, and I really enjoyed that. So I decided, well, I'll try to do the classes.
And so here we are, 20 plus years later. Yeah. So you totally made a full commitment to it.
I did. Yeah,
that's great.
Really
excellent. Oh, that's wonderful. So you mentioned something about consistency, and I want to just ask you a little bit about over the course of your career in teaching women specifically. Tell us a little bit about what kind of tips would you give for being consistent with keeping up your physical fitness as a woman, because from any age to aging, what advice would you give women specifically about how to keep our bodies fit as we age?
Well, I'll tell you what helped me was having a certain time to be at the gym.
Okay.
So classes were my go-to because I had a specific time to be there, and it was in a group setting, and it was just a lot of fun. So that was what made me become consistent, having that specific time.
Sure, being able to so for those of you out there, if you haven't joined a gym, you know, maybe you want to look and invest in joining a gym and look at the classes.
Or even having a personal training session at a specific time.
Okay, yeah, to make sure that that kind of keeps you consistent. And do you recommend, I know that Mr. Parker mentioned about 4 to 5 times a week of exercising, if that works for your schedule, but at least...
I would recommend at least starting a couple times a week and then maybe increasing if you,
Sure.
At least a couple times a week.
At least a couple of times a week. Yeah. So now, the other thing I wanted to ask you about, because Mr. Parker also talked about some of your cardio, your flexibility, your balance, and so I know that you happen to be working with some seniors.
Yes.
And so you work at a facility that, tell us a little bit about that, because you work at a few different clubs.
Yes.
So the age ranges of your clients, you know, span. But this senior group that you're working with, tell us a little bit about how that is going from, you know, kind of your average age ability to someone that's looking for maybe a little bit more assistance.
Well, working with seniors, they have different goals than, you know, the younger population.
Sure.
So they're looking for quality of life, and that's primarily their goals. Being able to accomplish their daily activities. So that would be
what they're really looking for.
That's what
that's their main goals. Yeah.
Balancing, strengthening. They're looking for all of the different aspects of fitness.
Sure.
But they're more interested in quality of life. Yes.
So tell me a little bit about this, Kelly. Now, you were talking about, so with the seniors, they're looking for quality of life and balance and flexibility, but when you look at the women that you are personally training, like you said, that span, certain, the age ranges, what would you say to us as women about, building muscle? Because I know everyone has different shapes and sizes, and so we might tend to think, as I build more muscle, I should be reducing fat, and is that true? Or should I be doing lots of cardio and less muscle? Tell us about, should we be building more muscle? What should we be doing as we, trying to be physically fit?
Well, you should be doing a well-rounded fitness program. So the cardio is going to strengthen your heart, and the strength training is going to prevent osteoporosis as well as get you stronger for your everyday life.
Sure, yeah.
And then flexibility just helps with preventing injury and just being more flexible for more functional training.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now tell us a little bit about the classes that you teach, because as you mentioned, the cardio, the flexibility. So what does your regimen look like? Tell us what you do on a weekly basis.
Well, I teach all different kinds of classes. So in the senior population, I teach chair yoga, I teach mat yoga, I teach Pilates, and I teach a fitness training class, which is pretty much a little bit of everything, cardio, strength, and flexibility. I also teach Tai Chi, and
Mr. Egg was
so
just talking about that. Yeah,
I do. I teach. I teach water aerobics. Yeah, and so that's what I do in the senior population.
In the senior population. Now, what about your other? What about your
and
other
at the traditional type gyms, I teach step and HIIT training, high intensity interval training, and pump classes.
Body pump.
Yeah, body pump. Yeah. So.
Oh, wow. So, yeah, this is great. So you have, I mean, such a range that you teach, but which is, you know, great. So how did you, we have a few more minutes left, but how did you evolve into, I know you started with jazzercise, but tell us, how did you evolve, and as the industry has progressed, you know, because HIIT's kind of a newer thing, and so how did you kind of move along with the times as far as the fitness industry is concerned?
I think I just went with where the need was, or where the industry was going, so that I can maintain my job.
Yeah. So you kind of had to reinvent yourself as time went on.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
Yeah. That's great. That's great. So now the other thing, while we have just a minute or so left, I wanted to just ask, okay, what would you want our viewers to absolutely take away? What would you want them to know, like, as we age? Anything about, you know, our muscle memory, anything about, you know, our joints, anything that you might feel like is going to be a great value to our audience that, you know, maybe the average person doesn't know about, our, you know, our skin elasticity.
I would like the viewers to know that it's never too late to start exercising. I have people in their 90s exercising, so it's just never too late. Your muscle does not know your age. Your skin, however, your joints, they know your age, but your muscle does not. So strength training is always appropriate. And for better quality of life, exercising is really, you can't buy exercise. It's just something you have to do for you. And yeah,
that is great. Something that you have to do for you. So that is, I love that. I love that. Well, I mean, it's been a pleasure having you on tonight. Thank you so much thank you so much for joining us. And as we move to our next area on our Tonight Show with How Can I Be Fit, we want to again thank Ms. Kelly Bordeaux and all the input, great input that she had to offer us tonight. If you have any questions for her, please feel free to put those in the comment string, and we'll get those to her, and she can get those, and we'll get those answers to you. So we'll go right to this commercial. Thank you again.
Thank you.
Hello, everyone. Terry Fulton back here talking to you, and I found Coach Clark, Derrick Clark. How are you doing, my friend?
Great.
So you having a good day?
I am.
Did you just work out?
No, I didn't just work out.
You didn't just work out? I don't know. You always seem like you're ready to rock and roll. So happy to see you on the show.
Thanks for having me.
No, thank you for being here. We heard such great information to this point with Mike Lee Parker talking about different things, and then Ms. Kelly Bordeaux did an outstanding job.
It was all outstanding.
Talking with LaShawna. Now I kind of want to talk to you because your background coming from sports and everything, one of the best point guards on planet Earth, by the way. I mean, it's just fantastic. But I don't really want to talk shop with you like that because we can go into that. That's for another time.
Right.
But after your basketball career, you were a little bit older, and you still had to be fit. What was that transition like, leaving a world of preparing your body for competition and then just preparing your body just to be fit so you can live? What was that like?
Well, the basketball, playing for so long, it really puts wear and tear on your body, especially in the joint area.
Yeah, it does.
The knee, or knees.
Yeah.
So, of course, I enjoy the fitness and the feeling of being fit.
Right.
So I thought about how could I, continue living a healthy life.
Sure.
And I thought about just doing some, training.
Yeah.
And that just, inspired me to go even into the fitness area.
Sure. Was there like a transition though? Like, I know for me, because I played college basketball, you went a little further than I did, played a little pro ball and stuff like that. But for me, I had to learn how to change my regimen. I had to learn I'm not working out to compete anymore.
Correct.
Or I didn't want to put that wear and tear anymore. I wanted to kind of I had a different goal. I just wanted to live a quality of life. I had a hard time making that transition.
Well,
what was it like for you?
Yeah, well, I didn't want to let myself go, first of all. And
there's a lot of people who know did that.
Well, the thing of it is, it becomes a part of your life. And it's a lifestyle. And that's what I promote now. But I know I wasn't, playing basketball for competition anymore.
Sure.
And so I just wanted to stay active.
Good.
Just stay active.
So you just had that internal motivation. How does somebody get that?
Well, not everybody have it.
Okay.
Sometimes they need it. They need to get it from an external source.
Okay.
And in the fitness area, you have practitioners that are available for others to get that external resource and help.
Well, you've actually done that he's done that for me, by the way. So, kind of matriculating, because when we're talking about life after basketball, we're talking about late 20s, early 30s, getting into mid 30s, right, and everything like that. But, if you're blessed enough to continue to wake up in the morning, you're going to continue to get older.
Exactly.
And I found myself in a situation, and maybe this is helpful for you all to I'm kind of opening up here, but you can kind of talk about just generally. I'm just using me to set up a question. Where I started getting towards my 40s and actually turned 40, and I kind of hit a little snag. So I was like, Coach Clark, DC, right? I was like, can we start working out, kind of give me that little extra push? And, fitness kind of grows, right, and everything like that. So what are some of the things in the industry that you were working on? You were able to show me some things. But when people are in a situation like me, or they're looking to become fit, they're looking to get back on the wagon or stay on the wagon, how do you help people like that?
People is trying to get back on the wagon.
It's a pretty deep question.
Yeah, it's a pretty deep question. Well, I would first say, you have to commit to start first, and lots of times you don't know exactly where to start or where to begin. You have gyms and you have personal trainers that are available in your area.
Right.
I think the first step is if you don't have it internally, to reach out. Reach out for that help, and that's the first stage is to commit. To getting started.
Sure. And you're not getting any younger, so you really want to start thinking about these things, right? I mean, we've been talking about this, getting your life together. We've been talking about eating right, getting the appropriate amount of sleep, but the fitness side is really crucial. And I actually watched you. Now, you've always been fit, but I actually watched you later in your life really take it to another level.
Right.
What inspired you to do that? What was your motivation? Was it simply just, I like to feel good, look good, or did you have some motivating factors that caused you to do that? Because you tightened up real nice.
Well, I think really what happened for me was, you know, one moment I think I just thought, I said, you know, I think I was really inspired by the coaching.
Okay.
The coaching me.
Okay.
Because I used to coach, you know, basketball.
One of the best coaches I ever met.
And, you know, I found myself wanting to, obviously I would play a little bit too, but that wasn't, you know, that was kind of, that was not my, I couldn't continue to do that.
I see.
So I was inspired by fitness, coaching. I said, well, I'm a coach, maybe I can go into fitness coaching.
I see. Okay.
Not only to help others, but to learn the craft, to learn, you know, to learn the industry, and to maybe help as many people as I could.
So you really started coaching yourself to actually start to coach other people, which was your true motivating factor.
Absolutely.
You wanted to see other people be healthy.
Absolutely. That's been my inspiration.
Awesome. Awesome. And I see your family's all involved and everything like that. You making sure they?
Yes, they definitely reach out to me to help.
Yeah.
Right?
So does somebody have to join a gym? Right, so there's a lot of things people feel like they gotta go to a gym, or I don't have time, or they put up all these barriers, right? So you heard Michael earlier in the show talking about those barriers, right, of self-ignorance or fear, or even beating mediocrity or insecurities, and you know, and men, they go through midlife crisis like everybody else. They have image issues, self-esteem issues. How do I overcome some of those barriers? I like what you said. First, just get started. Right. But do I have to join a gym? Can I make the world my gym? Can I do body weight? Do I need weight? Like, what do I need to start to get healthy, get active?
I would say, you know, you need really, to get active, to get started, you just need space and you know, desire.
Space and desire.
Space and desire.
Space and desire. That is beautiful.
Space and desire. And I would have to say also, for me, let me just, you know, kind of give. I think this will really help to answer the question.
Sure.
You know, some people really, again, have challenges with getting started. For, you know, as far as men are concerned, you know, I'm 50, right? And so, I'm 53. And a lot of...
I'm sorry, I'm just shaking my head in the camera, but anyway, that's fantastic.
Yeah, well, I just, you know, think that getting started is the main...
That's the main thing.
Main thing, yeah.
Get started, and then, you know, celebrate those little wins, maybe.
Celebrate.
You know what I mean? And then
well, I think Kelly said it first. You know, you can, you know, start maybe 2 days, and then, you know, a 3-day regimen. I think the foundation to maybe a better to live in a fit life at a, you know, older age is, you know, you have different elements. You have, you know, being able to sleep, you know, having this, you know, getting the proper sleep.
Yeah, you need to teach me. I need a coach.
Well, but you know, so your sleep and your, you know, eating your meals, proper meal planning.
Sure.
And just daily activity.
Sure.
They don't always have to be exercise. It could be, you know, just doing something for 30 minutes a day.
Yeah.
You know, get your stepper. A step counter, and that'll count your steps.
Sure.
That'll keep you active. And then you can also, after that, you can add a couple days of exercise.
Good.
But it's really, you know, just being active every day.
And then the results you probably should be looking for in the beginning, especially, is you want to feel good, right? Because sometimes people equate fitness with image. But a lot of times fitness is quality of life. You feel good, you got more energy, you know, you can perform better. So it's things like that. I'll give you a quick story, maybe you can comment on this. So I'm doing a workshop, right? And I tell everybody has 20 minutes in their day. I mean, there's 168 hours in a week, so I know you can give me 20 minutes in a day. And if you walk for 20 minutes at 3 miles an hour, that's 1 mile. You do that every day, you just walk 7 miles in a week. Right? But it only took 20 minutes out of your day.
Exactly.
So just little things like that to make fitness seem doable, I think is empowering. What do you think?
Oh, definitely, definitely.
Fitness made simple.
Yeah, fitness made simple. I got a lot of things kind of,
sure.
you know, going.
I already know you're going into coach mode. You're designing an exercise regimen.
But you know, like Kelly had mentioned, I think she mentioned it, and Mr. Parker mentioned, you know, about the the different aspects of the fitness. You know, you got you know, core, the muscular strength, balance, and flexibility.
Now, core is something we talk about a lot. I'm sorry to cut you off, but core is not abs, right?
No, core is not abs.
What is core? Because some people just do like just an incredible amount of crunches and see no results.
Well, core are the deeper muscles in your upper thoracic region, around the front and the back of your body. You know, all the way down to your thigh.
All the way down to the thigh, right?
So yeah, core is everything. Every movement fires off the core. So you do want to have a strong core base to even perform exercise properly.
Sure.
Right. If your core is not strong, then it can increase the a potential of injury.
Sure. Sure.
And so
so this is good. So you're doing great work. Fit for You is where you could be found doing a lot of great work there. What's the whole concept behind Fit for You? Like, it sounds real personal. Like, this is for you, right? It's not fit for me. You already fit, right? So you're doing this for other people. What's the mindset of people when they come see you?
Well, Fit for You is just what it says. It's Fit for You. It's customized. It's a customized program for pretty much all walks of life.
Sure.
I was asked a question: who would be my niche?
Okay.
And it was hard for me to ask that because I help quite extensive, diverse,
wide variety of people.
Yeah, variety of people. But yeah, it's Fit for You, and I think no one size fit all, as was mentioned. And so I personally try to customize and make it personal, even in a group setting.
Sure.
I do group training where it could be anywhere from 5 to 15 people, but giving attention to each person is what makes what I do, I think, different.
Nice. Well, what you're doing is a fantastic job. Now, on Monday nights, Michael goes and plays basketball. You gonna go play with him?
Maybe once I close the shop.
That's right. I'm not playing. I'm retired. Anyway, Derrick, Coach Clark. This is Coach Clark, everybody. Really appreciate it. Really good friend of mine. He's been doing really good work. Appreciate the knowledge coming on the show. I'm sure everybody else did too. And remember, you are a CEO. You run the business of you. That always, that's around your fitness as well. So keep that in mind. And we'll be back right after this short video to wrap things up. Thanks again for coming on the show. Thank you, Kelly Bordeaux, coming on the show. And we'll be right back.
Who would like this $20 bill? I do. Okay. I'm going to give it to one of you, but first, let me do this. Okay, now, who still wants it? I do. And what if I do this? And who wants it now? I'd like to. My dear students, I've just showed you a very important lesson. No matter what I did with this money, you still wanted it because it never lost its worth. It's still worth $20. Well, there are many times in our lives when we feel like life has crumbled us up and ground us into the dirt. We may make some bad decisions or have to deal with some poor circumstances. And sometimes our lives can make us feel worthless. But no matter what has happened, no matter what will happen, you never lose your worth. You never lose your value. Don't ever forget that.
Everybody's got a dream. Everybody's got a goal. What's the plan? Your plan has got to be clear, concise, compelling, consistent, and committed. You've got to have a plan.
Don't go to bed without a plan of how you're going to handle the next day. You have to work at it every day. You have to plan.
Productivity is never accident. I want you to understand that it's not going to happen by luck.
Success is cause and effect, not magic luck or magic fairy dust. Success is easy. It's making a plan and executing the plan every day. Make a plan, work the plan. Make a plan, work the plan. And whenever the plan doesn't work, you change the plan. That's called failure. It's called learning a lesson. It's called adjusting. If you do the work and you do it for a long enough time, you will be successful, period.
Whatever it is you're bold enough to dream, if you are intentional and deliberate about it, every single day, if you do a little, you're going to wake up one day and your dreams are going to be a reality.
The shortcut is a lie. The hack doesn't get you there. And if you want to take the easy road, it won't take you to where you want to be. To reach goals and overcome obstacles and be the best version of you possible will not happen by itself. It will not happen cutting corners, taking shortcuts, or looking for the easy way. There is no easy way. There is only hard work, late nights, early mornings, practice, rehearsal, repetition, study, sweat, blood, toil, frustration, and discipline. Discipline, the root of all good qualities, the driver of daily execution. Discipline defeats the infinite excuses that say, not today, not now, I need a rest, I'll do it tomorrow. There is only one way, the way of discipline.
There's power in consistency. There's power in doing something over and over and over and over again. There's power in practice.
And your problem is you are on beast mode Monday, Wednesday, Friday. 10 a.m. to 12, beast mode, 1 to 5.
You keep starting and stopping and starting and stopping.
I challenge you to make up the gap. I challenge you to go from average. I challenge you to go from good. I challenge you to go from great. And I challenge you to be phenomenal. I challenge you to live in beast mode, because beast mode makes more money than average does, period.
When you are a true hunter, you don't go by time, you go by the gazelle. You don't hunt from 8 to 3, why? Because the gazelle may not be open from 8 to 3. You hunt until you get a gazelle, and you don't stop until you get one. And then you get another, and then you get another, and you get another.
Welcome back. Megan and I are here to wrap things up with you all. What an amazing show today.
Yes, that was so good.
I thought that was amazing. Any quick highlight?
I think just commit to doing something. I really like what Kelly mentioned about having a set time to go to the gym.
Yeah.
That helped me too when I was kind of getting started. So I really like that. And then it's never too late. That was an awesome tip.
Yes, awesome. Never too late.
So it was tons of great things, but
things.
The show was awesome.
It was awesome. So start now. Doesn't take a lot to get started, and get on a schedule.
Yeah.
So we hope you enjoyed the show. We're just going to close out real quick with a little commitment. So we want to talk a little bit about our next show. So some key announcements I think we mentioned. Be prepared for the next show. It'll be next Monday. And we want you to join the movement at urco.com. So we've said that before in pre-show, so definitely do that. Our next show, Bringing It All Together.
Yes, next Monday night, we will have Mr. Michael E. Parker and Terry Fulton on the show to bring everything together, all of the getting your life together?
Yes, so financial, we talked about financial.
Life rhythm.
Life rhythm, we talked about health.
Fitness.
And then tonight, fitness. And then we talked about removing success limits. So bringing all of that together. Yeah. So if you all have questions, I think we talked about maybe posting
Adding
those in the feed so that we can get them, so that maybe if they have a chance, they can answer them.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Any questions, any suggestions, we'll take them for the show next week. And Shar and I, we're getting ready to go get fit. So how can I get fit? We're living it.
We're living it. We're trying to live it with y'all. So
and wearing our
shirts. Great conversation piece. So stay committed. We'll see y'all next Monday, 6 o'clock.
Yes, let the whole world know you are a CEO. You are a CEO. CEO.